Big time edition of Behind the Book. Gill Alexander from the Vegas Stats and Information Network, Sirius XM Channel 204, and Jay Rude, Vice President, Race and Sports, MGM Resorts International, overlooking 13, lording over 13 books nationwide. What's happening, Jay?
Yeah, good to be back here at MGM.
A large week here at MGM Grand. We're in a skybox atop the MGM Grand. Not our initial stomping grounds. Mirage is where we got this all going, but this is old school
Pretty
for us.
Pretty regular stop for us.
Yeah. It's the big game.
It is
Big game
coming up.
2019.
I think a lot of people might have been a little disappointed about who got in and how they got in, but they're in.
They're in. We'll talk about the Rams and the Patriots and all the betting implications. We'll talk about the props, which is just as big as the game itself, or the big-time bets, traditional big-time bets. And, of course, Ask the Pro. All of it on today's Behind the Book, brought to you by the playMGM app. Back on Behind the Book, brought to you by the playMGM app. We're at the MGM Grand in a skybox top the main level of the MGM Grand Sportsbook here in Las Vegas. Gill Alexander, Jay Rude, of course, the bona fide star of the show. And Jay, it is the big game. It just does not get any bigger than this, not only from a fan perspective, American sports fan, but from a betting handle perspective. March Madness is longer, takes more days to complete, and so therefore it's the biggest sporting event. But as far as one day, one game, this is it.
This is our gift to the world. The big game.
Gift.
Yes. You know, I mean, this is probably the only game that really gets worldwide attention that's played in an American arena.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, pretty much. I mean, maybe a tennis match here or a golf game here or there, but yeah, this is pretty it. And it doesn't get more exciting than this. And having LA in it is going to drive a ton of business, I think, this year.
That'll be interesting to see. Will there be a regional impact of the Los Angeles Rams being in the big game? Of course, the Rams taking on the New England Patriots. The Rams got here by virtue of a very controversial win over the New Orleans Saints in the NFC Championship game. And then after that, the Patriots, a 38-point, fourth quarter barrage of points. They end up outlasting the Kansas City Chiefs. Both games go into overtime, both championship games. Let's talk about the spread to begin with. This opens the first number that came out anywhere. The Rams, curiously, were favored by a point. Well,
we discussed it last week, remember? Yeah, I called it last week. I mean, I thought the Patriots were, if they're in this game, that they need to open up as the favorite. And I was kind of shocked that, prior to the game, I could see maybe, Rams being a little bit of a favorite, but just the way that it all comes down, and the Patriots being in there and the Rams being new to the whole experience.
Absolutely.
You got to make the Patriots a favorite in my mind.
Yeah, no one's disputing it from a power rating standpoint, that the Rams might have opened just strictly from a power rating standpoint as a 1-point favorite. But it is curious that no one would have anticipated the Patriots' money. As you say, the most public of all teams these days. Apologies to the Dallas Cowboys, who have been that traditionally. But you had to expect all that money coming in. And what we have now is the Patriots by 2.5.
Yeah.
Do you think this gets to 3, or the second it gets to 3, people immediately grab the Rams?
I mean, going to 3 on this game is a big decision. I mean, I don't see us going to 3 because I think I've got enough tools to be able to balance out if I feel like I'm getting uncomfortable on the point line, that I think I can draw money on the money line to sort of give me a more comfort level of the way the game is going. But I think there's going to be a lot of people maybe pull the cord early because I don't think the Ram money is going to show up until a few hours before, like 48 hours before kickoff. I think you're going to see steady Patriot money coming in. You're going to see people that have gotten to the cashier window with the Patriots over and over and over again this year and in previous Super Bowls. Because as you know, this brings out the people that don't normally bet.
Yes, it does.
Right? The casual player is going to come to town, they're going to want to have fun, and they're going to want to make a bet on the game. So I think the Patriots will be the ones that draw that money.
And here's the other thing that happens during big games traditionally, and we've talked about this before, is that the betting behavior changes for those who like the underdog. Typically, in a regular season game, folks are more apt to take the underdog with the points. But for whatever reason, and this has been for 2 decades plus now, they don't do that in the big game. They take the underdog on the money line, and what that does for those of us who like the favorite, we kind of wait around for that money line on the favorite to sort of artificially mute.
Those of us. aka the sharps are like alligators laying in the low water waiting for the meat to come just close enough to the water.
Pretty much.
And then they hit it.
Yeah. Do you think that happens again here?
Absolutely. It happens every year, yeah. And that's why, I think I can, manipulate what I need to do to balance this game. I mean, 2.5 is actually a great number to book a game like this too, because you have that effect going on, because people, they want to root for who's going to win, right? They don't want to root for who's going to cover. They want to root for who's going to win. So they want to, and they bet it that way. So it makes for a really good opportunity, to book the game. And you can get a little cute with some of the props to protect yourself a little bit on some of the downside as well. If correlation props go to the game, you can book them a little differently as well.
Right. All of that in play. And one thing, harkening back to what I said earlier, the handle. This is the biggest event. A couple years ago, in the state of Nevada, $137 million bet on the big game. Last year, we shattered it. $158 million here in the state of Nevada. Now, Jay, it's obviously post-PASPA ruling. There's legalization in other jurisdictions, Mississippi, New Jersey, namely in our case here. What do you think? Does this get, when you put all of those states together, does this get to $300 million maybe?
Yeah, it could easily. I mean, I think we'll book really strong in New Jersey. The industry will. I think Mississippi, obviously if the Saints would have got in there, it could have been just astronomical, but I think the handle will be really strong there. And I think the handle is going to be, really strong here. I mean, remember, we had a couple of really large bets last year, so there's a little gap in if those kind of bets don't show up, which I do think they will, just maybe not as large, but I think the frequency of them is going to show up because we had some pretty big action on the championship games too.
Okay, any big ones yet, or that's a next week thing?
We've taken like $100,000 bet, but that's garden variety bet.
Garden
for
variety.
this kind of a game.
The big game, Patriots 2.5-point favorites against the Rams. It's in Atlanta. The total right now at 57.5. It's Behind the Book, brought to you by the playMGM app. We'll talk about props and Ask the Pro next. Back on Behind the Book, brought to you by the playMGM app, live from the MGM Grand. Skybox atop the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas. Gill Alexander, Jay Root, of course. Jay, it's Ask the Pro time. I would read something verbatim, but about 80% of our Ask the Pros really come down to one key question. If I'm coming into Vegas for the big game, what should I be aware of? I would start, first of all, with sign up for the playMGM app.
No, absolutely, yeah. Unless you like standing in line, then I would say sign up for the app because, well, one, it gives you opportunity to take advantage of in-play, which we'll have. Gives you opportunity to bet all the other offerings that we have before the game. There's going to be a ton of college basketball on Saturday. All kinds of hockey going on. I'm not sure if the Vegas Golden Knights play Saturday or not, but coming to Vegas, that's where everyone goes, oh, do you fear that your visitorship's going to go down in Vegas? No, because people come to Vegas not just for the 3 hours or 4 hours that the game is. They come to Vegas to do Vegas,
experience.
Right? To great hotels, great restaurants, good shows. Now we've got sporting events. I mean, it's a big time fun party, which I don't get to partake in whatsoever because I'm working constantly 14, 16-hour days on Saturday and Sunday. So, and I'm there whipping my people. They're working 16-hour days as well.
Okay, it's okay.
So everyone else come have fun. I'm working.
You don't have to worry about that, though. Great properties. We're at MGM Grand, but Aria, Bellagio, and a revamped Park MGM. Used to be the Monte Carlo back in the day. Now it's Park MGM. And great food. Listen, Italy. Beat me to it. At Park MGM, the rage of New York City and Chicago. Now it's in Las Vegas. Fresh fish and meats and cheeses.
You like wine and meat and cheese and steak. Woo, I mean,
so good.
Forget about it.
Forget about it. But not only Italy at Park MGM, that property alone, Bavette's amazing steakhouse. Best friend with Roy Choi over there.
Yeah,
great Korean-inspired place. Great restaurants. Just at that one property.
Yeah, I mean, for the size of city that Vegas is, right? Our eating experience in this city is top notch. I mean,
look at us.
Yeah, second to none in the world, I would say.
Collectively gained about 70 pounds over the last couple of years. That's what we do.
More to love.
We eat. More to love. Good spin on that. And then, of course, my favorite restaurant in all of Las Vegas, Carbone at Aria.
Yeah.
Such a great place.
Get the octopus there. That's good. But yeah, I mean,
anything there.
So I think we've given you enough reasons to come to Vegas to watch the big game. Maybe make a bet or two on it, and enjoy the hell out of a great weekend.
Yeah, nightlife, Hakkasan, it goes on and on.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah, well, me too. Las Vegas, the place to be for the big game. It'll never stop here. Other jurisdictions will get legalized sports betting, but Las Vegas is the one and only. Come down for the big game.
Top golf, too. We forgot.
Top golf.
We've got one of the best top golfs in the country.
I would say the best top golf in the country.
Absolutely.
Yeah, top golf where you can play golf and
drink beer,
have competitions.
Eat, watch a game.
That's right. Target practice. All of that. Las Vegas, Nevada, the place to be for the big game. Right here from the MGM Grand, all brought to you by the playMGM app. Back on Behind the Book, it's Gill Alexander from the Vegas Stats and Information Network. Jay Rude, Vice President, Race and Sports, MGM Resorts International, a man drunk with power once again, especially when it's big game time. I have a series of questions I need to ask you, sir. One, props.
Yes.
Props, short for proposition, as in, can I make you a proposition? That's what these are really. What is
Absolutely.
when you talk about the pie, the Super Bowl handle pie, they're traditional bets. Traditional bets are spread, money line, total. Those are the old hardcore bets.
First half, halftime.
First half, halftime. Throw those in as
markets,
well.
yeah.
But then there's these proposition wagers. Way back in the day, 1985, Will William, the
Bears.
refrigerator Perry, score a touchdown. That sort of started a craze that just absolutely exploded. And here we are now in 2019. What percentage of the handle pie? What percentage of the big game handle pie are props versus those markets we just discussed?
It depends on how much, of the main markets money that we take. Like last year, it was diluted a little bit because we took a couple of really big bets. But generally, we're approaching the 50-50 mark at this point.
Wow.
5 years ago, it was probably like just a little under 40%, but it keeps growing year after year after year. And now that we're able to offer a few more of the like sort of fun ones, which, careful what you ask for, the MVP prop, right? The first year we put it up, Von Miller won at, I think, 80-1, and we took one in the chops on that. I think I lost more money on that prop than I've lost on any single prop ever.
Is that right?
Right. I mean, it was just an unbelievable. I mean, we either just completely underestimated the importance of the Denver defense, or everybody got the tweet from Vaughn that he said he's going to go out and just crush it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an ugly prop for us. But I mean, those kind of props come around. Cross sports props with the Vegas Golden Knights, and how many goals are going to get scored, and just all kinds of stuff that you're able to put together. Well, most people like talking about them, but there are nuggets that you can find. Obviously,
absolutely,
it's me and my guys in the back room going, "Hey, let's do this."
It's not some sophisticated algorithm.
Yeah, it's a bunch of goofballs
just
putting stuff together.
Just like Jay.
Yes.
That's who you're trying to beat.
And then we pencil it out, and I walk around. I ask the biggest, rubes in my team, "Who do you like?" They tell me. I go to the guys that I think are sharp. "Who do you like?" And they go, "All right, well, we'll price it somewhere in between."
We say rubes, and I call him a schmo, all out of tremendous love and respect.
Absolutely.
So the trajectory of these, or I should say the schedule, is the Thursday the week before the Super Bowl, you put out the more sort of the template ones that you have every year.
Yeah.
Yardage, over-unders.
Yeah, we're trying to get this released actually this week before the Pro Bowl.
Yes.
Because we're going to have a lot of people in town betting that. So, we're going to have this done hopefully by Thursday, like a 15, 16-page packet. It's going to have well over 350, 400 selections for individual betting markets that you can bet on.
350 to 400, all available on the playMGM app.
Absolutely, all available on the playMGM app. And the one that everyone loves to bet, and has been a bookmaker's dream up to this point, but we went into overtime in both games last week. Will there be overtime in the Super Bowl? Never has happened. It's priced historically the way overtime occurs on a regular basis in professional football games.
NFL seasons, right?
Right. So the price is $9.50 on the no,
right,
and plus $6.50 on the yes.
Minus $9.50 on the no, plus $6.50 on the yes.
And everybody will be jumping on the yes because of what they saw last week. And and
it's fun.
It's fun. I mean, where was a couple of years ago where we cashed every one of these game except for that one? Will there be a safety? Will there be a defensive score? Will there be a player eating a Pop-Tart on the sidelines? I mean,
Not that one.
Just joking.
Yeah.
But I mean, every goofy prop that's out there that
Yeah.
doesn't normally hit that year.
How about the safety? We've seen safeties actually cash for bettors. What's that priced at?
The safety is, we're at,
Right to the left there?
yeah, about the same price, $5.50, $6 in that neighborhood. But if you are fortunate enough to get the safety to be the very first score of the game, now we're talking 60, 80 to 1. That's, we had that happen a few years ago too, which Tom Brady got sacked while holding in the end zone, resulted in a safety for the first score of the game against the Giants, which that was a great way to start the game for us.
Everything you could possibly imagine. We saw, obviously, Zerline win the NFC Championship for the Rams against the Saints with a 57-yarder that would have been good from like 70.
Now he's going to be,
You said it at 47 and a half here. 47 and a half yards, over, under, longest field goal. Anything you can think of, it is here. 350 to 400 total props when all is said and done? Is that
it's
what you
all
said?
here, yeah.
All there.
All here. How many passes Tom will have? How many TD passes? How many passes he'll have? How many attempts he'll have?
Yeah.
How many yards Tom will run? That's an interesting one to put up, because, as you know, he's a prolific runner.
Yeah, fleet of foot. You doing a coin toss?
We do a little more interesting. Who will receive the opening kick? Because that requires a little strategy. You might win the toss, but
That's
defer
right.
and all that. So it doesn't make it so,
Yeah.
on the toss of a coin.
So coin tossy?
Coin
Yeah.
tossy, correct.
So interesting and so much fun to bet all of these. Again, all of them available for your convenience on the playMGM app,
Along with Endgame.
along with in-game.
Best time of the year.
Best time of the year, and we got another week to talk about the big game. Come on down, bet all the props, almost 400 of them here on the playMGM app. For Jay Rude, the Vice President of Race and Sports at MGM Resorts International, I'm Gill Alexander from Beeson. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck with all your bets, proposition wagers, or in the traditional markets. And good luck. Always use the playMGM app.